Hey Scrappers, it's Vanessa here, and today for SpiegelMom Scraps, I have a fun sort of tutorial or sort of idea to share with how to use sequins and a cut file. And so for the sequins that I'm going to use today, it is the Bookish collection. I do believe last time I checked, these are still available in the shop. So you can always use Vanessa 15 if you want to save a little bit on sequins, and it'll save you a bit. But these are the ones I'm going to use for my layout today. And so this isn't going to be a process video of the whole layout. Probably at the end of this video, I'll try to put a photo of what the layout, or I'll bring the finished layout in so you can see it. But for this video, I wanted to put something together that was quick and easy and hopefully give you a bit of inspiration on how you can grab those cut files that you might have laying around, and how you can play with some sequins and create a fun little cut file for your layouts. So for my cut file today, I grabbed this one. It's just a chevron. I think this is just from the Silhouette store. And so I have this, and I have the background pattern paper that I'm going to be using for my layout. So obviously, because I'm working right on my background, I needed to first determine where my chevron was going to go. And so at this point, I'm fairly certain that it's going to go right down here at the bottom. And I'm going to use my art glitter glue. You can use whatever your favorite wet glue is. So I'm just going to dot some glue down, because the first thing we need to do, of course, is going to be putting down our cut file wherever it is we want to place it on our layout. Now, if you want the ability to move this around and still do this technique, I would back my cut file with whether it be a pattern paper or white cardstock, whatever you would like, and I would back it, and then that way you can still do this technique and move it around wherever ultimately you might want it to land on your page if you don't know immediately. So I'm just going to place this on, and the nice thing about using this background paper is it does have a grid. So it allows me to, instead of pulling out a ruler, and I don't really care if this isn't completely perfect, but I was able to use the lines of the grid to try to get my cut file on there as pretty straight as possible. So once you have your cut file down, whether it's backed on something else or right on your background like this, all that I'm going to do, and you probably can figure it out, because like I said, this is the super easy way to use sequins and a cut file, is I am going to, what I think I've decided is, at least to start, because I want to see if I like the look, I'm going to fill the inside of every second chevron on this cut file. So I'm going to fill this one, this one, this one, and this one. So there'll be 4 in total that are going to be filled. And so there's 2 ways to do this. For my technique today, I am just going to put a whole bunch of glue in my 4 chevrons, and I'm just going to dump and push down the sequins in each of those 4 little cutouts. Now, in the past as well, and I might do this maybe on a different video, is I have painstakingly in the past on other cut files actually filled in one by one, so that it's it's definitely a much more controlled, it's very precise, and it's very, the sequins are all kind of lined up and they are perfect. Whereas this is going to be, they'll kind of be dumped on. So it's totally 2 different looks, whether you like it to be more clean than I would do one by one, or the technique of just sort of slapping them on kind of thing. And so you can do this however you want. But like I said, I'm actually going to take the top off this, because we definitely want lots of glue. So I'm going to put a generous helping of glue. And I don't think for this technique, we're not talking anything super groundbreaking or super hard to follow. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll just go ahead and do this one on camera, and then that pretty much will give you the idea of what we're going with. So lots of glue down. Take your sequins. Super easy. We're just gonna throw them on. Put lots on, and then we're just going to press them down. The one nice thing about having the pattern paper underneath is that because I'm going to leave these open, or if any open spots show through on my cut file where my sequins are, there'll be something pretty underneath and not just white cardstock. That's the other reason why I decided to do it on the pattern paper. But basically I'm going to sort of pat my sequins down, try to get a good portion of them stuck. And yes, your fingers will get super gluey. There's no doubt about that. It's impossible to not end up with glue on your fingers for this one. But basically, I'm going to repeat this process, and I'm going to glue the other 4 little chevrons on this page, and then I'll come back and show you with all 4 of them filled in so that you can see how pretty it looks and how sparkly and fun this technique is when you add all of these fun sequins. So like I said, super duper easy. Hopefully this is something you want to try, and like I said, I'll be back in just a second. You can see what it looks like. All right, I have filled in my 4 little quadrants, and as you can see, they are super sparkly. I really like the look of that. I do think I like it with just the 3 filled in. As you can see, I still have plenty of sequins, so I could fill in the other 3, but I actually think I like it just with this. That'll be plenty of sparkle, and I'll still have sparkle or still have sequins that I can use in other parts of my layout. So what I'm going to do is I will likely have a process video for this layout up on my channel. So if you want to check that out, you can always check the description box down below. And at the end of this, before when I do the editing, I will add some photos of the finished page. But this is going to do it for this project. Like I said, still photos will be coming up, and yeah, hopefully this gave you a fun idea to try with a cut file and something on your next project. Hopefully you were inspired, and we can't wait to see what you guys create. So with that, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.